Ominera, la sikuye, fubu, buawa, ene ya dudu.
I'm hearing cries of frustration. I'm hearing cries of marginalization. I'm hearing cries of discrimination. I'm hearing cries of alienation. You've been all that and more. All that and more. And you know it, I'm sure. But you take it, rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Systematic elimination seems to be our waiting flight. The complacency of the black man seems to make it all alright. I've seen all that and more. All that and more. And you've seen it, I'm sure. Yet we take it, rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry?
Ominera, la sikuye, fubu, buawa, ene ya dudu. Ominera, la sikuye, fubu, buawa, ene ya dudu.
I see black children resent education, bringing the black race further down. I see my country as a ladder, and the black man on the lowest round. I've seen all that and more.
All that and more.
And you've seen it, I'm sure. Yet we take it, rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? There's no practice of your culture. You take no pride in your race. While there's a struggle for identity, you would not stand and take your place. I've seen all that and more,
all that and more.
And you've seen it, I'm sure. Yet we take rolling over. Black man, where is your pride? Black man, where is your pride? Black man, where? Black man,
where is your cry?
Black man, where?
In the yard you do.
I'm hearing cries of frustration. I'm hearing cries of marginalization. I'm hearing cries of discrimination. I'm hearing cries of alienation. You've been all that and more,
all that and more.
And you know it, I'm sure. But you take it rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Systematic elimination seems to be always in flight. The complacency of the black man seems to make it all alright. I've seen all that and more,
all that and more.
And you've seen it, I'm sure. Yet we take it rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry?
Ominera, la sikuye, fubo, uwawa, ineyo dudu. Ominera, la sikuye, fubo, uwawa, ineyo dudu.
I see black children resent education, bringing the black race further down. I see my country as a ladder, and the black man on the lowest round. I've seen all that and more,
all that and more.
And you've seen it, I'm sure. Yet we take it rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where? Black man, where? There's no practice of your culture. You take no pride in your race. While there's a struggle for identity, you would not stand and take your place. I've seen all that and more.
All that and more.
And you've seen it, I'm sure. Yet we take rolling over. Black man, where's your pride? Black man, where is your pride? Black man, where? Black man,
Where is your cry?
Black man, where? Black man,
Where is your cry?
Black man, where?
Black man, where is your cry? Systematic marginalization, alienation. Yet we take it rolling over. Black man, where is your cry? I see my country as a ladder and the black man on the lowest rung. Winston Peters, the gypsy. You know, some people in Guyana behave as though and people like me, the Ogunses, the Alexanders, the Rickford Bork, the Blackheart men and women, they behave as though we have invented something, you know, asking questions of our race, defending our race, protecting our race, advancing the cause of our race, crying for our race, teaching our race. They behave as though we are innovators, we are pioneers. We are not. We come from a long tradition of advocacy for the black man. From the shores of Africa, across the Middle Passage, through the 400 years on the plantation, coming through the colonial times and the post-colonial times to the present, there was always the voice, the black voice, the golden voice, the voice of resistance, the voice of affirmation, the black voice, saying to the world, we are what we are, and we are humans. We are not new, we are just part of a long tradition. And if the black voice is constantly loud, if the black voice is constantly pleading, if the black voice is constantly demanded, it is because the black voice has been a tortured voice. Tortured not by the black man and the black woman, but by those who one day use the laws, use the government, use economics to try to tell the world that the black man is not human. And so we have always been affirming our humanity. Black man, where is your cry? You may ask why the white man or the brown man or the red man is not called upon with the same intensity to raise his voice. It is because uniquely the black voice was buried in the rubbles of slavery for 400 years. And in the midst of all of that, the black cry has had to warn the world of our presence and to remind the world of its own sins against the black man. And that is why the black man, the black woman, the black child, we have an instinct that sees long before others see it. The pitfalls of humanity. Brother Bob Marley said, every time I hear the crack of a whip, my blood runs cold. They brutalize our very soul. Slavery was not just about beating the body. It was about brutalizing the soul. And the black soul triumphs. But it was constantly in the wake of enslavement. Constantly having to remind the world that we are humans. Sometimes you wonder why there comes an Edward Blyden, there comes a Marcus Garvey, there comes a Malcolm X, a Martin Luther King, there comes a Bussa, there comes a Kofi, an Akabre, a Damon, a Kwayana, a Rodney, an Eric Williams, a C.L.R. James, a W.B. Du Bois, the voice of Harriet Tubman, the voice of Amy Césaire, the voice of Frantz Fanon, the voice of a Forbes Burnham, the voice of a Leopold Senghor, the voice of Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela. All these men and women going to the mountaintop and saying to the world, freedom belongs to the black man and woman too. If we are the conscience of the world, it is because the world gambled its conscience when it reduced the black man and the woman to a commodity. And where that void in the conscience and the consciousness was left, the black man and the black woman has to constantly remind us that God has endowed us with those faculties too. Today in Guyana, today in Guyana. There are those who would like to replicate in this modern time the enslavement of the African. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your God? Black man, where is your leader? Black man, where is your power? I raise my voice and continue to raise my voice because we live in a Guyana that wants to bury my voice. Martin Carter calls them assassins of conversation. Assassins of conversation. Dr. Hines, why you worry with this black thing? The young people don't want to hear about the black thing. You're saying that the young people are slaves because only slaves do not want to know of their identity, with whom they identify. I repeat, David Hines, nobody is listening to it. The young people don't want to hear about race and black this and black that. And those assassins of conversations, those modern day slave masters, they know or they don't know that they are consigning the black youth, the black man, the black woman, once again to enslavement. I go to Robert Nesta Marley again. No chains around my feet, but I'm not free. Where is my love to be found? Where is my sweet caress? It must be somewhere out there. The shameless and shameful would like to reduce the African in Guyana to beggars, to cleaners of filth, to a people without consciousness. And some of our people are not conscious of the conspiracy, the web that is spun around them to reduce them once again to commodity. You come into the community and you say, come by, I'll give you $1 million. You're going to clean them drain and you're going to put on a red jersey. And you will exchange your conscience, your vote, for the sordid existence of modern day enslavement. And then they jump on their soapboxes and say, thank God the black man is no longer voting race. What they're saying is the black man has resorted his identity, has deserted his identity and resorted to the condition of identity-less. Black man, where is your cry? We will look back on September 1st sometime and say it was a moment of madness. We will look back on September 1st and say, Was it a moment of madness? Or was it a moment of willful entrapment? Was it a moment of not so willful entrapment? What is it? Historians, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, are going to be asking that question. It is not for me to answer those questions. I don't know the answer. But I do know Winston Peters, the gypsy, 40 years ago, sang, "Black man, where is your cry? Where is your cry?" I can only go to the mountaintop, as so many before me have gone, and to plead with my sons and daughters, my sisters and brothers, that you must stand up in a world of identity and affirm your identity. He or she who denies his or her identity is denying his or her place in the world. With whom you identify, with whom you identify. That's where identity comes from. The world is a sum total of identities. Racial identities, ethnic identities, gender identity, class identity. The world is a place of identity. And when you deny your identity, you are giving up your place in the world. Black man, where is your cry? Systematic alienation. If there were one black man in the world, one black woman, we would be talking about the individual. But slavery was not about the black individual. It was about the black race. Emancipation was not about the black individual. It was about the black race. That is why when our foreparents got their little money, they pulled it together and they created communities. They created civilization. Black man, where is your cry? Everybody's raising his cry. When the rice farmer raises his cry for better wages of paddy, who are the rice farmers? Who represent the majority of rice farmers? It's the Indian man raising the cry for better price for his labor. God bless him. God bless him. When the Amerindians, the indigenous people, affirm their place in the line as our indigenous people, and ask the colonials and ask the post-colonial governments, give me land, my blood and my tears are buried there. They're asking it not for indigenous individuals, but for indigenous peoples. Black man, What are you asking for? You're asking for a penny for you. Or are you asking for plenty for all of us? If you have 1 million, if you have 10 million, if you have 100 million, for 100 of us, you end up with 1 million. If you ask for 1,000, for you, you end up with 1,000. If you ask and you demand 1 million, 100 million for 100 of us, you end up with 1 million. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where your head is? There's always been a tradition in the Black community of self-criticism. We criticize ourselves. It's a very healthy tradition. Sometimes people say, don't wash your dirty linen in public. We can go behind the scenes and work our stuff out. But we have always had a healthy culture of self-criticism. Looking ourselves in the mirror and saying, are we marching to the right beat? Today, people say when we engage in self-criticism, we are cussing the race. We are putting down the race. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, did you gamble on September 1 when others held on to their assets and didn't gamble? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, did you gamble to win? Did you win on September 1? Black man, where is your cry? The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on. The struggle goes on. We can repair we can redress. Black man, where is your cry? I ask you tonight, do you know that at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean is buried the bones of your foreparents who refuse to negotiate their dignity? Black man, where is your cry? Black man, why do you feel that the burden of political correctness must always lie with you? A political correctness that is incorrect for you. Black man, where is your cry? We did not struggle for freedom of choice, freedom of association, the right to free speech for others. We struggle for it for us too. And so each individual black man has a right, a legal right, a constitutional right to choose what to do with his vote, her vote, his voice, her voice. But freedom is not absolute. If you burn down your house, your neighbor's house is in trouble, and the other neighbor's house is in trouble. Black man, where is your cry? I'm asking questions tonight. I'm asking questions. Pick yourself up. Dust yourself out and start all over again. The gypsy again. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your God? Black man, why are you taking it, rolling over? I love you all. I love you. Every single black man has earned my love. Kinship. Kinship. Martin Carter said, this I've learned. Today a speck, tomorrow a hero. Hero or monster, you are consumed. Like a jig shakes the loom. Like a web is spun the pattern. All are involved. All are consumed. And for those who are daring to manipulate the black man and the black woman, taking advantage of their institutional weaknesses, Walter Rodney said, this act in itself will not delay your day of judgment. And judgment is coming. Walter Rodney said again, this act in itself will not delay your day of judgment. Maybe out of a slip will come something new and purposeful. Sometimes you have to fall to recognize how precious the knee is. Black man, where is your cry? Good evening to all of you and welcome to Politics 101 tonight. We are doing it. This video will go far and wide. And those young people, they're trying to keep away from The Voice. They will not escape the reach of The Voice. That is the beauty of social media. It shall penetrate all those corners where they're trying to hide the black soul and the black mind. W.B. Du Bois wrote that seminal text, The Souls of Black Folk, the soul of black folk. That's what you have, the soul of the black folk. Good evening and welcome to Politics 101. We've got work to do in the black community. We have got work to do, and we are going to do that work. Against the odds, we are going to do that work. Judge us not, judge us not by the acts of omission of some of us. $77,000 stood up and said, we shall not be moved. We shall not be. That's a critical mass. We are not defeated. Elections are but one road to freedom. And where they have dirtied one road, we have always created new roads, new vistas, new openings, newness, new consciousness. Black man, where is your cry? Black man, where is your cry? Good evening, welcome to Politics 101. We are still trying to make sense of September 1st. Every now and again, it happens. In Trinidad and Tobago, just a few months ago, the People's National Movement, the party to which Africans gave the overwhelming majority of their votes, they were stunned when 101,000 Africans who voted for the PNM 5 years ago did not vote for them. The writing was on the wall. And that is why I'm saying we sometimes become so consumed with our own reality in Guyana that we don't realize what's happening with our neighbors. In Trinidad and Tobago, at the last election, the PNM got 101,000 votes less. The difference between Trinidad and Guyana is that those 101,000 people stayed home. Here in Guyana, 140,000 less voted this year. We lost 140,000 votes, 40,000 more than in Trinidad. %40 or 50% of them stayed home. The other 50% shifted their votes to another party, to a new party, to a new individual. Black man, where is your cry? The question must be asked, why is the black man looking across the fence and seeing his brother Indian standing firm, standing straight, holding high his banner of identity? And some black men and black women feel that they can change the world on their own. We vote for change. We vote for change. Change from what to what? That's the question we must answer. The custodians, those who now preside over 80,000 African votes, must answer that question for the African. Black man, where is your cry? What is the change? Where is the change you voted for? We are trying to make sense of September 1. And we are going to eventually do that. We are going to eventually do that. Black man, where is your cry? The Kaieteur News today, as they've been doing since the election, I think the Stablik News has been doing it too. They're looking at the figures. They're trying to figure out what happened in these elections. They're trying to figure out the numbers, and they're giving us the numbers. And the numbers are stark. I took a good look at the numbers, and we've been paying attention, a lot of attention, to how badly the APNU has done. And that is correct. And that must be explored. The why. The why. We have looked at how Win Mohammed has overperformed. But in all of that, we have assumed that the PPP has won and they deserve to win and all that comes with that. The numbers are showing that the PPP got 9,000 votes last night. I was giving them about 15,000. They had 237,000, and this time they have 246,000. So by a mere 9 votes. If you look at the calculation, one seat is the equivalent of 6,000, 6,000 to 7,000 votes. You have to get about 6,000 to 7,000 votes for one seat. So that 9,000 increase in the PPP's vote really is only worth one seat. But they ended up with an extra 3 seats. A mere 9,000 votes, in which it took about 6,500 to 6,800 or so for a seat. So it means the PPP really, with 9,000, got a seat and some leftovers, or they should have gotten just an extra seat. Had there not been such large absentee voters on the part of Africans, the PPP would not have gotten 2 extra seats. They don't deserve 2 extra seats because the numbers are showing they increased by 9,000. The bulk of that increase came in Region 4, where they increased their votes by 6,000. But in Region 2, Region 3, and Region 6, they're strongholds. They have always won those regions. They lost 3,000 votes. So they gained 5,700. Let's put it round it off to 600 in Region 4 but they lost 3,000 in their strongholds. So when you knock off 3,000 from the 6,000, they're left with 3,000. And then they pick up 1,000 or so in region 1, another 1,000 in region 7, 2,000 in region 9, another 1,000 in region 8. And that is what carried them up to 9,000. Note, note, 9,000 is what they got. These are people who are telling us about landslide. 2/3 majority. Wallowing their mouth about what they don't know. Where were those votes coming from? The 9,000 that they got, there is circumstantial evidence that they got far less than they got because they misused and abused the votes of people who came to our country, immigrants, the Commonwealth citizens, the people from Colombia and Venezuela and Brazil. They abuse those votes. We don't know how many, but there is evidence, circumstantial, but also some real evidence that they abused those votes. We will never know. Because GCOM is not likely to do a review of the election to see where they went wrong and when they went right. Because such a review could reveal, as what happened in 2020, serious rigging. The PPP did not do as well as they intended to with their ethnic base staying with them, with the abuse of the immigrant vote, with the abuse of the media, with the abuse of the coffers, the government coffers, with the total control of GCOM, they were only able to muster 9,000 votes, or the equivalent of 1 seat. And we want to get that. I'm doing this for our supporters who are feeling down because we did not score as many. We lost, but the PPP did not win. People meet me on the road and they say, Dr. Hines, I know they rigged. They rigged the system. And so the point is that the PPP, despite all that they did, 92% of this coverage on the state media, 100% of the coverage in Guyana Times, about 50% in the independent media, and yet all they could muster is 9,000 votes. So relative to the opposition votes, you are tempted to say they did well. But in real terms, the PPP, despite the rigging, did poorly. I don't want to be elitist. I don't want to sound as though I'm the only one who figured this out. But the truth of the matter is that those who are supposed to be saying what I am saying are not saying it. Anybody who comes from Mars and come in, they will see the headlines. PPP won. And PPP did well. How the hell could you do well when you could only increase your votes by 9,000? You look at a place like Buxton, and the PPP, I think, about 200 and something votes in Buxton. And they promised to win Buxton by a landslide. What a lot of people don't know is that there is a small Indian community at Buxton Front in Buxton. And a lot of them had to vote at polling stations in Buxton. And people don't know that. Or you look at the increase of votes in Georgetown. The Indian population has increased exponentially in Georgetown. So you look at a place like Buxton and you say, PPP got 200 votes. Never mind, they said they will get 200,000 in Buxton. They got about 200 and something. Half of which, or more than half of which, are Indian Guyanese brothers and sisters who most likely voted PPP. So when you look at the 9,000 numbers, where are the crossovers? Where this big this red wave that was going to take over the black community? They got about 2,000 votes in Region 10. But Region 10 is not Linden alone. You got down the river, you got Indians, you have Amerindians who live in Region 10. So there wasn't this big red wave, you know, turning black men into red men and black women into red women. It didn't happen. They lost Amerindian votes. And we are now seeing that they lost some Indian votes to win, small number, but they seem to have lost more to those who stayed away. Of course, you cannot tell the real turnout rate because the list is bloated. And this is the kind of work that has to be done so that we can make sense of this election. The PPP just got 9,000 votes more than what they got the last time. And you're hearing the PPP won Region 4. No, the PPP did not win Region 4. The PPP got the most votes in Region 4. They increased their votes from 81,000 to 87,000. An increase of 5,700. When you take WIN's vote, APNU vote, the votes of the three smaller contestants, it comes up to 95,000 votes and more, 96,000. So the opposition won Region 4. It is Africans who voted for WIN. Mostly Africans who voted for the APNU and for AFC and for Forward Guyana and for ALP. We beat the PPP in Region 4 as we've always done. Despite rigging, despite high stay-home rates, we still beat the PPP. Yet the headlines will say PPP won Region 4. Sisters and brothers, I am going through this not because I'm a statistician. I'm going through it for those of us who feel that the world has ended. And I understand how you feel. We still have to do look at the numbers and do the analysis of the numbers. And the headline is not that PPP won with a majority. The headline is that the opposition lost. And there are factors that play into that loss. You had people like Freddie Kissoon and them screaming, Orphan Ali is God. He will go down in history as greater than Jagan and Burnham. And he will win 2/3 majority. You don't hear them saying nothing, them out zip. Them out zip. And as I've said, the African vote was split 3-way. Win got about 85,000. APNU was quick behind there with about 77, 78,000. 78,000. When you had another 9,000 by the three smaller parties, that takes the non-win vote to 87,000. And then we had about 60,000. What we are seeing, we are computing what we got the last time, what we got now. So the African vote went 3-way. Stay home, APNU, and win. That's what the numbers are showing. But if you came from Mars and you look at the newspapers, you will feel that Win won 90% of the African vote. That's all. That's all. It got about 1/3, at most 40% of the African vote. Let not your hearts be troubled. The elections were a disappointment for APNU. And I am not rushing to the reasons. They're anecdotal reasons. There are some reasons you can see with your naked eye. But we have to take time to get beneath the numbers. So the African vote went 3-way. The Stay Home and APNU and Win got about the same number of votes. Win pipped them by a couple thousand. Because remember, Win got 20,000 votes from the hinterland communities. Then they got, I would think, they got a good 5,000, 6,000 based on what you've seen with the naked eye from the PPP, from Indian Guyanese. So Win would have gotten about 25 to 30,000 votes from Amerindians and East Indians together, which leaves them with about 79,000, 80,000 African votes. The APNU got 77, they're almost kush. So when the excitement is done, we have to soberly go through the numbers and see what they are. If half of the 60,000 or so who stayed away, who voted for us the last time and stayed away, if we had gotten about 40,000 of that 60,000 that stayed away, it would have taken APNU to 117,000, which would have been a few thousand more than Win. The APNU got buried, if you can say that, not just by Win, as they would have us believe, They got buried also by voters who stayed home. Everybody's saying, the APNU should do this, the APNU should do that. The APNU lost votes to those who stayed home, lost votes to those who voted for Win. And if you think you can go to those two publics and carry the same message to get them back, you're fooling yourself. But you already hear people saying, Norton must resign. That will solve the problem. The Win voters will come back. Norton resign, the Win voters will come back. The PNC, I am not saying that Norton should resign. Don't get me wrong. I am not into that conversation on whether Norton should or should not resign. I am not into that conversation. But I'm just saying that those who are calling for him to go, many of whom are on the other side, they want to dictate on this side. What should happen? Are they calling for Barrett Jagdeo to step down? Because as the campaign manager, all he could get after $30 billion, after all the vote buying, and after all the rigging, 9,000 votes, are they similarly calling for Jagdeo to go? No. Different value system. Different value system. Hypocrites and parasites, Bob Marley called them. But I'm not interested in the conversation on whether Norton should go or not go, partly because that's PNC business, and as a fraternal party, I don't want to get in to the PNC story one way or the other, so I'm staying away from that. But if you come to me and tell me Norton must go, as if that gonna change something tomorrow, as if that gonna bring back them young people, then you're saying that the young people went away because of Norton. We don't know that. Let us talk to the young people and hear what they're saying. What about those who stayed away? We're saying the party must be rebuilt, but rebuild the party. Parties are always rebuilding. Rebuild it and say, here is a new party rebuilt. Will that bring back the votes from Win? Will that bring back the votes from those who stayed away? Maybe we need to do all of the things. We don't know yet. We haven't spoken to these people. But you see, the political elite, the information elite, the chattering class, as they call them in America, always look for the easy way out. Because they have a thesis that the young people went to Win because Norton was uninspiring. That was their thesis. So, logically, it follows that if Norton goes away, the young people will come back. It is simplistic. Again, I'm not getting into PNC business because some PNC people are saying Norton should go. And I have to respect that. Some are saying he should not go. I have to respect that. That's why I'm staying out of it. But those outside of the PNC, those who are saying that Norton should go from outside the PNC are the ones I am responding to. So there we are, sisters and brothers. Just another installment of really what happened on September 2nd. And getting behind the numbers, laying the numbers out, because the numbers are not consistent with the headlines that we are seeing. I love you all. I always take away a little bit from Sherrod. So I'm not going to keep you all away from Sherrod tonight because he has information for you. So I'm going to see you all tomorrow night for another edition of Politics 101. We are going to keep on trying to make sense of this election. As I started, Black man, where is your cry? I will end with that plea. Black man, where is your cry? See you all tomorrow night for another edition of Politics 101.